I don't know. But yeah, but thinking I'm not blacklisted because on December, my team received an email to do a few shows in, over New Year's Eve. But I couldn't make it because I like spending midnight at my church.
Okay.
So to get from Croydon to Birmingham for 2:15 a.m. is almost impossible. So I kind of gave it a miss, but I am coming back to Brum soon.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm not blacklisted, praise God, in Birmingham.
So obviously you've been touring the UK, Europe.
Yeah.
Obviously we went to Germany, toured there.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favourite place to tour?
Yeah. So other than the UK, Slovakia.
Yeah.
It's my second home. I love Slovakia. They get me, I get them. I speak some Slovak. Pripraveni na paliti, dobre, akasamaj, akasamate. Speak that. Or I sing in Slovak. Oprisna omna, budechi dobre, svet budne krasny, a nebo modra. Like I can sing in Slovak.
Listen to the tone. Listen to the tone.
I mean,
that gave you the tone with it as well, you know.
Do you know what I mean? Kimberell, call me. Do you know what I mean? Brandy, if you want some vocal arrangement, 0790 +44 me. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love Slovakia. I just love Europe. They just want to have a good time. And people are like, oh, they don't understand, like, does the language barrier matter? Yeah. Yes and no. Okay, think about Afrobeats. I don't speak I don't speak like so Ghanaian Afrobeats, I don't understand a word they're saying. Nigerian Afrobeats, my Yoruba's great, but there's other like dialects I don't understand, but it feels good, you know? So you might want to do a little shaki or a little something. You don't know what it's saying, but it feels good. So similar to them, it sounds and it feels good, we're gonna have a good time. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely I love America. Okay. I gig in America maybe like once a year. I did Ghana for the first time in August, that was incredible. I've done Nigeria quite a few times, but I think Slovakia had to probably be my favorite country outside of the UK. UK is great, it's great being home, but I just like the thrill of being abroad. And often the production is bigger and better in Europe. They have I think things are maybe cheaper and have more money, so they can fork out and just put a ton load of money into like stage design, lighting, LED screens, CO2 gas cannons, whatever. So yeah, it's great.
So, Afro Nation soon? Gospel? When they have a gospel stage?
Bro, I don't want the gospel stage, I want the main stage.
Main stage, obviously. Spread the gospel on the main stage.
Because a lot of people think that people don't like or want Christian music, but they just don't want crap Christian music. Because people love Chance the Rapper. When Stormzy's doing Suck Your Mum, then he was Blinded by Your Grace. You got the atheist singing, I'm blinded by your grace. People like righteousness with a blend of ratchetness. They like the two. And as long as your music is good, Emily Sandé is ultimately a Christian artist.
She's amazing live.
Heaven, Next to Me, Daddy. Dap You No Regrets is a Christian song. Wretch Forgiveness is a gospel and Christian song. Do you know what I mean? These are actually Christian songs. Don't You Worry Child by Swedish House Mafia is a Christian song. So it's like, just a Christian music. Everyone loves Sister Act. And when people think of gospel music, they think of songs of praise. They're not exposed to urban contemporary Christian music. And that's the only reason why it's not as popular or on these platforms. So the people like Chance the Rapper, Kanye West, and Stormzy embracing their faith and their roots, you know, it kind of opens dialogue and opportunities for Christian artists and people of faith to get their message out there. So,
I definitely hear what you're saying about good gospel music because people listen to it. People who don't go to church still talk about Revolution by Kirk Franklin, still talking about Shackles by Mary Mary. And the reason why is because it was great music that pierced through just the gospel scene. And when you start to limit yourself to, I want to make a good song for Christians, it's just like, Christians might like it, but what are you trying to do in terms of spreading the gospel? Because realistically, you're just spreading the gospel around the people who already know the gospel.
Shackles is on the Summer Hot 50 songs every year. I'm listening to Capital Extra and it's on there. I was watching Krypton Conan Snapchat in Dubai. There were people were at the, I think it was at White Dubai or Dubai White. don't know which way the club is called. And there were people just getting lit and having shots of Shackles in the background. I was like, oh my gosh. But it's so sick that people know Shackles. But I feel like Shackles was good, but it blew because I think it was a soundtrack for Prince of Egypt. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. Just want to praise him. So it had I don't know if that's Disney or Pixar, whatever company that owns that. And it was also, I think, signed to Sony or Columbia, one of these majors. So they pumped it. So take a sick gospel artist or gospel song, put money behind it, it's gonna blow. Because the only reason why we're not as popular is because we're making good music. We just don't have the PR or the radio plug-in to be on these platforms. That's the only reason. When people hear it, they're like, oh, sick, that's gospel. Because I've opened for Tiny Temper in 2010 or 11, and they said, oh, gospel rapper Faithchild. And when I got off stage, people were like, that's not gospel. So yes, it is. Oh, that sound like it. Because all they know is songs of praise and sister act.
It's true.
So once they realize and hear these things, they're like, oh, snap. Okay, I can get down with that.
So speaking about songs.
Yeah.
You didn't release a project or album in 2019.
As I said I would.
Yep.
Yes.
I was waiting. You had a few features you released. Then at the end of the year, you released the
Come a
song
long way. Yeah.
that basically just went through a history of UK gospel,
Yeah.
essentially. So what happened?
Life happened.
Okay.
Life happened. I had bereavements in the family. We had some severe illness in the family. We had operations, and it's like, where is my head right now? You know, do I go? Monday's my studio days, and I had to go hospital for family every Monday. So it's like, and that was for like 3-4 months, every Monday. My brother would travel from Birmingham for hospital every Monday. My sister flies in from Belfast maybe once every 4 weeks to get hospital visits. So I was there, and it's like, yeah, what do I do? Please the fans who, when I'm not hot again, will leave me or spend time with my family who might die in the next 20 days or whatever kind of thing. Also, again, making an album is expensive. I think Airborne, from start to finish, cost me about, I think, £25,000, I think, around that mark. Illumination was much cheaper because I was paying, what, £150 for a beat, £200, that's nothing. Now, I got to pay the big boy money because I'm playing with the big boys now. And then my music videos cost like £3 to do. So, and I'm not selling drugs or doing illegal stuff or doing fraud, which a lot of these rappers in the mainstream talk about selling drugs and trapping and this and doing fraud. So they don't have to work a 9 to 5, illegal 9 to 5, because their 9 to 5 is selling drugs and hiding drugs in their rare passage. I'll never do anything back there. You man, I rate that. You've earned the money, to be fair, because did you be doing such activities is actually wild.
How did we get here?
But yeah, so just like having to financially budget and then pay for funeral, which cost him £20,000 from just my side.
Wow.
Not others, so my mum said I got to spend 20,000, and that's not from the other aunties and uncles, whatever. Gets in the way, man. So, but yeah, by God's grace, the album will be out in the next few months. But then again, I got to spend stupid money between now to go to LA to film a music video, then get the PR to do it. And it's like, oh, this stuff is expensive. So, but yeah, I'm actually going to studio now once I leave here.
Did you ever feel like giving up and just saying, you know what, just forget this, because you're telling me about how much it costs, obviously trying to get your music out there because you're essentially trying to spread the gospel and stuff like that. Was there ever a time you felt like, you know what, just forget all of this, I'm just going to do something else?
Surprisingly,
how did you overcome that?
So I never felt like giving up. I felt discouraged, but never like throwing the towel in. And I think one thing that's encouraging is every day or 2 or 3 I'll get tagged in Instagram or someone vibing to a song or someone saying, bro, this song helped me through depression or whatever. And it's like, I can't give up. And again, I never said I wanted to be a musician. God kind of just gave it to me, landed on my lap. So it's bigger than me. And I think, again, that's why I am in the position I am, because it's a God thing. It's not a me thing. So I've never felt like giving up. I felt discouraged, but never felt like giving up. And I think, again, when there's always demand and opportunities coming in and phone calls, I was talking to my friend on the way here. You saw me pull up, I was on the phone. And I was saying to him that quite often we worry and talk about our prayers more than we talk about more than we pray about it. And I said to him, I said to him last week on Thursday, I prayed to God, God, I want 5 bookings to come in the next 3 days. The following day, I got 4 bookings. 4 bookings, bro. I looked at I did a plan. I was like, okay, I need to make X, Y, Z to do the album, prepare, plan for a wedding, plan for save for a mortgage and all this stuff. I was like, okay, I need to make X, Y, Z. I was like, good. I want 5 bookings to come in the next 3 days. The next day, I got 4 coming to my mailbox. 4, bro. And this is decent money. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
So praying about certain things is so good because God is a gentleman. Jesus will see a man blind. Hey man, what can I do for you? He knows you're blind. He knows you're leprous. He can see that your child is having fits and convulsing or whatever. The man by the pool, by the beautiful gate, by the pool of Bethsaida, I think it's the pool of Bethsaida. It's like, oh, what can I do for you? Oh, you know, clearly knows he's crippled, can't walk, but he'll still, there has to be that exchange of God. Your faith has to meet his faith or his ability. But even when you do doubt, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. Haych, we know the scriptures. You know, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Christ became poor so I could be rich. He supplies all my needs, Philippians 4:19. But it's like, I know that's the truth, but the bank balance doesn't look like that. My situation doesn't look like that. My body doesn't look like I'm healed. But at times when your faith can meet that, and even in your doubt and disbelief, God can still do miracles through that.
True. That is very true. And what you've done great is, I feel like you've built an amazing brand for yourself. So even away from music, you've like gone from being an artist to a TV, to a TV presenter. You've done Big Church Day Out. You've hosted there, hosted on TBN UK, and you've had recognition from different media outlets. What would you say is your top 3 tips to anyone who's basically trying to build a brand of themselves?
People buy into the person. So just be you and do you. Don't try and be like someone else. For example, you got someone like Beyonce who is like super exclusive. You don't know what she's doing or whatever. Then you have someone like, what singer, what artist, someone like maybe like Cardi B now, who posts everything. And people buy into the person. So what does Rihanna know about makeup? I don't know. We know her for her music, but now she's built Fenty Beauty now and other stuff, you know, which kind of makes you now buy into that. You're not buying into it because it's the best makeup, although it does cater for a lot of shades of women, but it's because it's sold by and sold to you by Rihanna, you want to do into that. I'm sure you've seen it, my whole Bubble Bath Chronicles. That's now become a thing, which I didn't mean for it to become a thing. I remember I was just busting banter, then I went upstairs to run a bubble bath, and I just did it, and people were like, oh, you're doing it the wrong way. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? Bro, if you saw my DMs that day, it was mental. People were cussing me out, oh, you're doing it wrong. And now, I'm this bubble bath thing, I'm this bubble bath guy, and everyone loves that about me now.
When you get sponsored by Radox.
By Radox.
Imperial.
I feel like you need to increase your ethnicity, your marketing and your awareness. I feel like the melanin needs to be upon the, the marketing. So 079 me. Email me, faith@faithchildmusic.com.
Does the man really put his email out there?
Let's do that. Let's secure the bag. And 2020 is a year, man.
Nah, be careful though, because they might do links and then come out with Links Africa and expect every black person to
Let me say something, You know how people are like, oh, I got a shower gel for Christmas or socks. Big man thing. When it gets to June 17 and the supers run out, that Links Africa and that Links Africa, the shower gel thing, it comes through handy, I'm telling you.
And the Adidas.
Bro, I'm telling you. Let me say, and I'm a socks man. Like, I buy socks. I buy socks like every week. So people think, oh, I can't buy him socks for his birthday. My tour manager in Slovakia bought me socks because they know I like socks. So when I come, they don't like, they buy me like a hamper when I land. Open my hamper, I'm seeing Slovakian socks. That's, bruv, socks are wavy. I have like ankle socks inside there. I'm not doing, big up my girl. She buys me trainers nearly every month. So there's not a plug for whatever brand. I don't think you know what brand it is anyway. But yeah, so my wife has me looking clean and good. So,
jeez, shout out.
Dinner soon come, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So, is there any other keys? He said they'll buy into the brand, or is that the main thing?
So just create your brand as be you, man. People love authenticity. Be open and transparent. Don't cry and whinge online, no one supporting my stuff. Just be you, man. people like to see you, you know, maybe going on a dinner date with people, or just like to see you being cool, whatever. But just don't overshare. Just don't do like dumb, silly stuff. No one really cares about that. But me, I'm just me. People see me vibe to somebody. Some people know I'm in the barbers every day. I feel like, because I'm a funny and comical guy, I get away with a lot of things, and people like things. But just look for good moments. But your brand might be, I'm hidden, no one knows about me. So that might be your brand.
Banksy.
Yeah, exactly. But with me, I just like to try and tap into everything. I'm good at talking, good at presenting. So if opportunity comes, people holler at me. I've been asked nearly 4 or 5 times to host weddings, but I don't feel comfortable hosting weddings because I've never done it before. And I don't want to use your wedding as work experience. You know what I mean? Like mess up your big day, you know what I mean?
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah. I say, oh, please give it up for Sean and Sharon. Oh, that was the ex, sorry. Sean and Melissa. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not trying to do that, man. I'm not trying to do that.
So how important is it to surround yourself with like-minded people?
Oh, it is the most important thing. And it's important because you then learn stuff you don't know. Yeah. And it's good to have people outside of your field. So let's say it's good to be around lawyers and accountants or other creatives. There's certain conversations, again, that I can have with all my music friends. Yeah. And certain conversations I can only have with someone like Governor B or Muiwa. Because of the level we're at, artists who haven't experienced certain things won't understand that. So some of my contracts I send to Governor and vice versa will be like, yo, what do you think? Should I do that? Or don't do that? Oh, this gig, they want me to do this festival, but they're paying me like only 25% of my booking fee. I don't want to do it. I think you should do it because of X, Y, Z. Are you sure, bro? Yeah, I think you should do it. Oh, all right, cool. So like, being able to do that is kind of good because, again, no man is an island. It's not lonely at the top. It's only as lonely as you make it to be. Yeah. You're not the first one there. True. You know? True. There's definitely, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants that went before me, you know? So it's very important to surround yourself. Like, I want to be, there's times when I need to be the least experienced in the room so I can learn from the giants. And at times I need to be the most experienced in the room so I can teach the youngers. And by youngers, I don't mean like 14-year-olds. Youngers can be a 35-year-old man who is not as experienced as I am in the field I'm in, that he wants to get into. So it's very important to play both sides and to learn and to impact and impart into others.
So away from your music, you're an advocate for celibacy. Yes. How have you found that journey? How have you found, you know, staying away from temptation?
Yeah, I found it so easy. I had a conversation 2 days ago again, and I think what has helped me is the fact that I haven't had sex before, so I can't miss it, you know, because I can't miss it. I genuinely just see women as women. I don't see them as sexual objects, or I love to do that to her, or I wonder if she's good at this, because she's just a beautiful woman. And I think if I had been exposed or had experienced that, that would probably be a weakness for me. Okay. Because there's beautiful women on Instagram. Being a musician, I'm exposed to beautiful women who like my music. When I travel abroad, I see beautiful women, it's like, oh, cool, I'm never gonna see her again, let me, do you know what I mean, do that. But I'm so thankful that my mind isn't on that wavelength. And I've just been able to just live simple and whatever. So, yeah. And for those who might watch and say, oh, well, he's had it easy or whatever, your struggle might be sex, mine might be lust, or mine might be pride. We all have these things that we slip up. You know, even Paul had a thorn in his flesh, and quite often our weaknesses keep us dependent on God. Because the Bible says, or the Paul said, in my weakness, God's strength is made perfect. So God has room to work and for him to show his glory in your life. So, yeah, I think, again, that just being able to have your mind clear of these things. I have a friend who's been celibate for, I think, 16 years now. So and she has a child. So she's obviously experienced sex, and she's been able to just zone out and not. So those who have been active can start this journey of celibacy. It is possible.
So we have a lot of people that look up to you as Faithchild, the musician, Faithchild, the brand, Faithchild, the TV presenter. And obviously a lot of them going along their Christian journey at the moment. So what encouragement would you give to them? What would be your one piece of encouragement for them? My
encouragement would be, I'm right in the camera, you're not on this journey alone. And what you're going through, you're not the first person to go through it. Allow yourself to be like Christ. Don't be like Christians, because Christians are flawed. You're trying to find perfection in a flawed thing is never going to work. Try and model Christ. Your pastor is not the standard, because your pastor is a flawed man or woman. Jesus Christ is the standard. So try and be like Christ. Don't be like Christians. Go away imperfect. Be like Christ. That's the best thing. Don't struggle in silence. I'm not saying air your laundry out there, because some people try to destroy you with it. But try and find a group of people who are honest and open, and you realize, rah, you struggle with masturbation too. You struggle with lust too. You struggle with this too. Oh, rah. How are you overcoming it? Or how are you? And I believe there's strength in numbers. There's fellowship. Iron sharpens iron, you know? And just know that you're not alone. You're not alone. And the moments when you feel like running away from God are the moments you should run to him. Because Christ died for your sins. And I only like clocked it 5 years ago. He died for all my sins, meaning yesterday, today, and future. So when you sin, it's like, it's not the scriptures that says, do I keep sinning that grace may abound? It's not a case of you abusing the grace, but it's like, this grace is here. I have an analogy that I talk about changing a baby's nappy. The baby will soil his or her nappy every 3 to 4 hours. You still clean their nappy, knowing they're going to soil it again. It's the same with Christ. God cleans us knowing we're going to mess up again. Now, you know, you train a child, you know, so you could go from nappies to maybe the Huggies, you know, and then eventually they don't wet themselves anymore. It's a journey and a progression, and that's how it is in our Christian walk. We're gonna mess up, but you know, God will help us along the way.
What's your plans for the rest of 2020?
Make money and save. That's literally it. Make money. That's how am I making money? Through the album, through touring, presenting, saving, any other outlet that I have. So that also becomes with making the album, touring. I want to get married, not this year, maybe next year, but you know, propose and save and plan, have a plan.
She does know that's on the, like,
oh, she knows.
You're not revealing that?
No, she knows.
Oh, okay, cool.
We've already started planning the wedding already.
Okay, cool.
We like to work in reverse.
Okay.
So we know we want to do it and then work. Know how much it costs, then we know how much to save each month and how to big up my wifey. She's actually pretty good at planning and stuff. So tour, start some businesses if I can, start some initiatives if I can.
Nice.
I'm too much of a one-man band, despite having a phenomenal team around me. That's because I like things done a certain way, and I'm very like someone was supposed to design something for me, and they flopped me, so I just designed it myself. An editor was supposed to edit something for me, but he couldn't do it till 3 days time because his laptop was in repairs. Just did it myself. And it came out pretty good. So yeah, quite often the lack of develops your skills, kind of introduces you to know who you are.
Trust me.
Because when you know, I realize that I ain't got a graphic designer, oh snap, I'm good at graphic design. So yeah.
Last question. What encouragement would you give to yourself in the current situation that you're in?
In the wise words of, is it Kris Jenner? What's her last name? Kim Kardashian's mom. I think it's Kris Jenner. Yeah. You're doing amazing, sweetie. You're doing amazing. Yeah. You're doing an amazing job, bro. You're doing an amazing job. Keep up. Keep going hard. You are the stuff. You are the bee's knees. You're sick, bro. And all of creation are waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. So keep on going. You're amazing. And reach for the stars.
Thank you very much, Faithchild.
Absolute pleasure.
It's been Conversations with Haych. This has been Faithchild. Catch you again.